you. And I'm going to have the privilege of asking the cast here a few question and answers. I'm sure you all want to ask your own questions. We'll have time for that. And I'm going to begin, well, you know, the person center stage, Kareena. We have to ask you the first question. I am going to start with you. So, Kareena, you've literally molded the modern avatar of the heroine, okay? You've been a game changer, you've done many firsts in your life. How does it feel to be debuting all over again, this time with Netflix? What has changed? How does it feel?
I think I'm more nervous than what I was 23 years ago.
You've got to be
somehow,
kidding me.
yeah, for the first time, because I just feel like I was watching the promo even so closely on a television screen. So, you know, people watching me so close, you know, in their homes. I think it's, I don't know, I'm obviously nervous, but I know one thing for sure, that we all have worked really hard. Of course, every actor in whichever film works really hard. But I think Sujay's made a fantastic film because I believe in him. We've been wanting to work together for, I think, over a decade. And it's just happened. And it happened thanks to, you know, my dearest friend Jayu, who's made this film along with Akshay, who had this idea actually when we were shooting Bhoot Police, and it just came up that, you know, why don't we make the book? And I was actually pregnant with Jay at that time. And we were in Dharamshala, and I was like, it was such a lovely idea. And it just, you know, everything just fell together. And when Jayu came to me and he said that, okay, we're doing the film, and Sujay is very excited because he's been, you know, he's been with the script.
Right.
And I said, why don't we do it for Netflix? Because, you know, everyone's doing so much work on Netflix and it's so good, and I you know, I don't want to be left behind, I want to do it. And he was like, yeah. And then obviously he was like, you know, he threw some actors' names and he was like, yeah, whatever. And then I was like, listen, you know, I want to work with, you know, some really amazing actors.
Unusual choices for you.
Yeah, just something. I said, you know, somebody that I can, you know, I just, you know, add some sort of freshness, some I can learn from. And then he was like, yeah. And then he came back and he was like, you know, I think Jaideep would be amazing for the professor's role and Vijay for this part.
That's a dream cast, right
And
there.
I was like, I just didn't even think for a second. I was like, I want to learn from them. And I can't thank both of them enough for just, you know, just being so amazing that I would sometimes just be like in the middle of the shot, be looking at them like, and forgetting actually my lines. And I've never done that with any actors, ever. Because I think they're just so natural. So I think it's been like a, you know, it's just meant to be. And Netflix...
I will say that I love Jaideep.
So what is the story behind this look? I'm going to put this question to Jaideep and to Joy. You know, it's a very unique look. You've taken a man with a full head of hair and given him like a stressed out look. So what was it behind the look of this character? I was very intrigued when I saw it, honestly. It was already sketched out, the look, and you followed it to the T.
And you agree?
First foot forward is that of being a spontaneous actor, whereas you're working now with these two actors who are, you know, FTI, they know each other, they work, you know, all of that. How did the chemistry, you know, how did it work out between who intimidated who is what I want to know.
They intimidated me because they were so prepared that I was like, you know, and anyway, I had gone with the thought. Saif had already told me, he's like, listen, this is not कि तुम band से makeup लगा के set पे जाके dialogue बोलोगे. He's like, please stop this attitude because you are working with Jaideep, Ahlawat and Vijay Verma. Be prepared. They are going to be improvising and doing everything. And I was like, yeah.
No
so he
pressure.
was like, you better be on your toes because, you know, ये नहीं है कि it's like a picnic. So he had warned me. So I was like, anyway, I have to be a little more like, you know, just like a student when you go to the class, you have to constantly like be alert. He's like, stop being that backbencher and now आगे आके थोड़ा कुछ करो. I said, yeah, I have to. So I was like constantly watching them, that it was, you know, because I know that like Jaideep is always so like prepared and, you know, composed. Obviously that was his character. Vijay, I've realized, is a bit like me in the sense he's laughing and everything on the set and whatever, but his every take is different from the other. but it's also very thought of. I can tell that he's like thought of everything, that he's the way he's going to say it, what's going to happen. So I think just being in that environment, I was also on my toes, and I'm so happy that I was, because I think an actor should constantly be threatened by other actors on set. Otherwise, it's just going to be, you know. So it's nice to have that slight alertness around, like, okay, whatever, what's happening, I should also be prepared. Is he going to like give me a look? Is he going to be, you know, what's going to happen slightly different? So I think the whole process was, but we all three were really prepared, I think. मेरे बारे में भी कुछ अच्छा बोलो, सब आपके बारे में अच्छा बोल रहे हैं, हाँ?
It's lovely.
FT आया है and all, तो then I'm like मेरे बारे में भी बोलो यार.
FT आया है ना फिल्म.
इतनी तैयारी करके आ जाओ सेट पे. जब आप करीना कपूर के सामने खड़े होते हो, जब आपको उनकी आंखों में देख के लाइन बोलनी पड़ती है ना, तो कैमरा भी हिलता है. आके तो आदमी छोड़ दो आप. तो बड़े-बड़े लोगों को हिलते देखा है.
So I'm just very happy that I was with them.
I want to thank Saif Ali Khan. Because अगर वो नहीं होते तो इनको पता भी नहीं होता ये कौन है ये लड़के हैं.
Thanks,
Watching
sir.
everything.
I can imagine this conversation.
Yeah. So I was like terrified. I'm like, oh my god, what's going to happen?
Okay, there are many questions that are going to come to you from, you know, everyone present here. But before I leave the room,
about Jaane Jaan.
okay, you've got a little riot here.
You can speak in Bengali if you're not comfortable with
She'll
English.
answer the question in explicit detail.
This is a suspense thriller.
This is the suspense. Break the suspense.
What
The
was
wife
question
was
again?
never supposed to do this film, just break the
What
suspense.
was the question again?
So, what was
Do we share the scripts with each other? So this particular script, why don't you say?
It's a long history. We don't have that kind of time.
if you could mention it briefly? I mean,
Yeah, so Saif has a history with the film, and then, like a true husband, he shoved all his responsibilities.
But that was almost 10 years later.
Yeah. So yeah. So
He is actually most excited about this film.
Yeah.
He's really excited because it's all of us together.
Yeah.
And I think he's eagerly awaiting to watch the film, and he's seen the promo at least 3-4 times, and he's like, I think everyone's completely killed it. Yeah, he was at the shoot also.